Where You Are is the second oldest track on the EP. Because we wrote that and Last Goodbyes at our old practice space. Our old practice space, actually. That old practice space.
Yeah.
Because we've had quite a few since.
Every few months for that.
But it still feels like a new song. But I think that's just because it's so different to everything else.
Yeah.
It's cool, everyone seems to know it now. Most people who come to our shows seem to know that song.
Yeah.
So it seems to be quite... It's like... It was fun to be playing it first because it's a brand new song.
Yeah.
And now it's fun to play because everyone sings it.
Yeah, I know.
Which is why it's quite... I quite like it.
That's the first song that people actually started to sing along to as well. That was about 2 years ago. We were playing... I can't remember what we were playing. We were playing a show. And I could hear the audience singing the words. And it was just the best feeling ever. What often happens with us, I think, is we'll just write whatever comes out of us. And it's really honest then. And really sincere. And I like doing it that way because then whatever comes out is exactly what we meant to create. With Where You Are, it was like somebody said, I want to write an anthem tonight. And more often than not, that doesn't work, but it definitely did.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of pushing it in directions as well. Like, I got really possessive of the structure of the song. And I would not allow more than 3 chords. And I made sure that we had the verse coming in on a different beat of the bar, so it wasn't like your typical 4/4 song. It was more like a 3/4 song that was in 4/4.
There's like a tension throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. Instantly, when we had the riff and the feel of the song and the basic chords, I could just feel where it had to go in terms of structure. So it was just in my head straight away. So,
It wrote itself.
Yeah.
That's a really special song.
What about your guitar part, Adam? Tell us about how you developed that.
It's fairly simple, isn't it? That part. Just lots of delay, but it carries it through the whole song, pretty much. Almost repeats itself. But it's just swapping between delay and, well, clean and distortion. But it's quite cool. I enjoy playing it.
My favourite time when we play Where You Are, when we did the Winter Split tour with Ashes, and we came back and did Where You Are as an encore, because normally we open with it. On that tour we opened with State of the Artist, and we didn't play it for the entire set, and we did that really douchey thing of a planned encore. We kept that song aside, just in case. And then when we went off stage, people knew that they hadn't heard Where You Are, so they wanted us back on, we played it, and I spent most of that song pointing the microphone at the crowd.
Yeah.
I didn't need to sing. It was amazing. It's the best feeling ever.
I like the last Key Club show where we played it second.
Yeah.
Because we came out and it was the first time we played In My Mind locally since we released the video. So people were like getting into that, but maybe not as into it as they are into some of our better known songs. And then we went straight into it without a gap, so it just went boom, ba 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 ba.
Yeah,
as soon as we finished the song before, and the whole room just started bouncing. It was like
amazing.
It worked so well.
Yeah. We shot the video in an old mill for Where You Are, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it was really cold, and it was an 18-hour day. Like, there's points in that video where it zoomed up on me, and I'm singing, and you could see the steam on my breath.
You nearly died?
I did nearly die making that video, yeah. I fell through a floor above like a 120-foot drop. And I was only saved because I was poised to take a picture like that and my elbows caught the ground.
I actually thought you died.
Yeah,
I thought I died.
There was like a beam across there. As soon as you fell, you just disappeared.
Yeah.
So I was
and you were silent.
There was no
well,
noise.
that's the thing though, like, have you ever seen...
I was waiting till you had the bang.
Have you ever seen... there's films like Ghost, for instance, where somebody dies but they don't know they've died. And they just, like, they get hit by a bus, but as far as they're concerned, they successfully crossed the street. And they carry on with life, and they try and go home, but no one can see them. I kind of thought that had happened to me.
Maybe it has.
I'd fallen.
Maybe it's happened to all of us.
I caught the ground.
Maybe
I thought, that's it, I'm dead. This is it. There's no need to talk to the guys, they won't be able to hear me. I'm a ghost. Turns out it wasn't.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it was cool because we, the film set as well, and it was for the Limehouse Golem.
Yeah, I think they've used it for Peaky Blinders since as well.
And Gunpowder.
Yeah, the one with Jon Snow.
Kit
That's
Harington.
mad.
It's pretty
That's
much
mad.
the whole of that.
Bill Nighy has had a drink at the bar where we had a bar fight with Bailey.
Good.
I think that's pretty awesome.
It's the whole of that. The gunpowder. Whereabouts was it supposed to be set? The Tower of London, all the prison scenes, all that's just our video, pretty much. It's pretty cool.
In Keighley.
In Keighley.
It's mad. The song is about not being able to love somebody back and feeling really bad about that. And it's written with a concept in mind that love is a lethal disease and the only cure is to be loved back by the person that you're in love with. And if they don't love you back, you're gonna die.
It's like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. Yes, it is. That's the idea of the track. It's super dark and super bleak, but there's a lot of love songs out there. An awful lot of love songs out there, but there aren't many songs about not being able to love somebody and feeling really bad about it. So, I wanted to write that song. I think it works. I think it's pretty good.
So Lonely Tomorrows, when we went into the studio, was my favourite song. When we got the tracks back, that changed drastically, just because when you hear something back recorded, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't like this song, but maybe I heard things that are in the other songs that I hadn't heard before, so it made me a lot more excited. But it's just the chorus for me, and the idea of something dying and growing again, kind of the circle of life and everything that's in the chorus. I really like that concept, and I really like the harmonies.
Yeah.
I think it's the catchiest song we've got.
I think it's definitely the catchiest.
Hoppiest.
It's my favourite in terms of stuff we've done vocally. Like the section, sort of last chorus to the end, there's a different harmony to in any of the other choruses.
Yeah.
When it comes back in on the "When I had a book filled with lonely tomorrows" on top, and it just makes it sound so huge. And did it in the studio, and it just sounded massive. And then there's that big end section as well, which I love. I love a big end section on a song, where it just goes in a completely different direction. I love songs that do that.
I think anyone who has seen us live will know that I really like the end of that song.
You do a lot of bouncing.
Yeah.
Every time.
I just go for like the airtime.
Busted Wannabe.
Yeah.
I think it's my dad's favourite.
Yeah?
He mentions it every time he hears it.
Oh, wicked.
It's my favourite song, it is. Well, it doesn't. Usually.
I just wish he would.
Like Neil Diamond.
He does like Neil Diamond.
He's got good taste.
But that was. He doesn't admit it.
It's a really uplifting song about something ending, but then having hope, learning from the thing that's ended, regardless of how well or badly it ended, and turning it into a lesson.
Yeah. I quite like Smoke. Everyone else seems to like it.
Yeah.
It's always been
It's like a staple track.
It's been always been the finisher of all the gigs we've played. But how did we write that? Well, did we write it in about 10 minutes?
Yeah, I wasn't at that practice. I wasn't at that rehearsal. I think I was ill, and you guys bashed out this instrumental, and somebody videoed it and sent it to me, and I immediately knew what I wanted to sing. I immediately just knew what the song was about, and just knew what the melody was going to be like. And then we practiced again like 2 or 3 days later, and we sang it, we did it, and it was done in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. I think it could have been Skindred that inspired that song. I've just got the new album, I was listening to it in the car, played up to practice, and I was like, let's make a song like this. I can't remember which song it was, or which album it was. It was Volumes.
Right.
But I went in and was like, let's play a song like this. Sounds nothing like it.
It doesn't sound like a Skindred song.
It doesn't sound like a Skindred song. But that was inspiration.
It's weird how that can happen sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when I've written songs in the past, and I've just been playing a little riff, and I thought that sounds a bit Nirvana-y. I'll then think, right, what else sounds Nirvana-y? And I'll try and build a Nirvana song, and then by the time it's done, it sounds nothing like Nirvana,
Yeah.
and it just sounds like a cool song. So I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm.
It's one of the angriest songs, lyrically, that I've ever been part of. It doesn't, instrumentally, it doesn't sound like an angry track, it just sounds like a rock track. But for me, it's about so many different things. Like, it's It doesn't sound very political, but it kind of is. It's really angry at global warming or at God and at the world, really, for things happening that shouldn't happen.
Was it written around the time of the Paris attacks? Because I remember us finishing
written,
the set and then you always saying Merci beaucoup straight after it. Because that was awful.
It was actually
there's
yeah.
a
It was
connection
written the
between
week.
that
It
song and that.
was written the week of the Paris attacks.
Was it that night we just finished the show and we got off stage and we found out about it?
Yeah, we played a headliner at Leeds Beckett, and while we were on stage, it was a death metal gig, wasn't it? It was fucking horrendous. And it was around then that we wrote Smoke, and that definitely went into it, 100%. It's just really angry at the world for stupid things happening that would be so easy to fix if people just loved each other. And just asking, where did we go wrong? How did we get this stupid? Essentially. So, it is State of the Artist.
Oh. I remember when we wrote this song, this was your least favourite.
I heard it.
Lyrically, I got it. Because that's my camp, that's what I contribute. And I knew what to do with it. But it just, something about it didn't feel right. But then when we got in the studio with it, and we left, and we had it recorded, it just suddenly made sense. Some songs are like that.
I don't think we played it live until after we recorded it.
I don't know if we did, you know.
I think it definitely brought it together when we recorded it, me and everything else.
Because we had the opportunity to get into a room and analyse all the parts.
Yeah.
And just really rip it to pieces, take all its insides out, make sure it all works, and then put it back together. It works really well. I think it's a really cool song. I love playing it live. People go absolutely nuts about it.
Yeah. And that breakdown just sounds beefy.
I can't believe you actually managed to record that day.
No.
So it was, I think, the second day of recording, and we were still trying to make a really good impression on Ramesh as professional musicians.
Yeah.
And we went out and we were hanging out with the guys in FBK, and All and Drugs were there, and
Vakovi were there.
Vakovi were there, yeah, Miss Vincent. It was a really good night. And Ramesh texted us saying, "Yo, where you at?" We had a bit to drink, but we were all, a bit pretty well behaved. And we got out and we were outside Fuel, I think, and Ramesh came up to us and was like, "Yo, where's Adam?" And we hadn't seen Adam in like 25 minutes.
We'd
left you talking to All and Drugs, I think.
No, in the backstage room with Lawrence, I believe.
Oh, had you?
And a bottle of vodka.
Ah, well, you see, that explains the forthcoming. Because, and then Ramesh said, "Where's Adam?" I said, I think he's inside having a drink. And he went, "You better not be too drunk, I need him on form tomorrow for his guitar parts." And the moment he said that, we heard this almighty sound from across the street, and we turned to look, and there you were, waving your arms in the air like noodles, going, "Ramesh!" Running towards us. And I've never seen somebody look so despondent and disappointed in my life.
I was incredibly
sick
that night.
You were.
In the alleyway.
You were as well.
God.
It was a great night.
I don't think you even came to a session the next day. You had a bath.
You did have a bath.
I did. I used up all the hot water for the week.
Yeah. we were dragged into the studio at 8:30 in the morning.
I stayed in bed. I was hungover.
To record State of the Artist, heaviest song on the EP. A killer headache, and you were in the bath.
I was nursing a hangover. I was in character. Because that song is all about chemical reliances and addiction and all these awful dark things, so it made sense that I was horrendously hungover when we recorded that song. The song lyrics for State of the Artist are all about addiction and about a chemical reliance. It's probably the song that's most clearly about mental health on the EP. The whole EP's got this running theme of mental health throughout it. It's kind of a cross-section of my mind, lyrically. State of the Artist is probably about one of the darker periods that took place during the writing of the EP. It's about me going out all the time and doing a whole bunch of stupid shit. But coming out of that and being able to turn it into this song that's kind of just an expression of all of that anger and bitterness and darkness, and getting it all out in a song, which is super therapeutic. And
delicious.
Exactly, that's the adjective I was looking for.
I think the video for that track is my favourite video still.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That was one of the hardest videos to make.
Because we're so unorganised.
And cold.
We are useless.
Like, it was
stuff together.
The snow wasn't even forecast. If you remember, we were hoping for a clear day. But I'm so glad that it was snowing because it looks so much cooler. But that day, like, there was, for like a second, there was a plan for me to be shirtless.
Yeah.
When I smashed the mirror. I'm so glad that we didn't do that.
we were all supposed to be in the reflection of the mirror as well. Do you when you smashed it with a hammer?
Yeah.
We were like, should we all be in the reflection?
And you just couldn't get out from the little tent you made.
No.
You guys were hiding in a cave.
I had
loads of coats.
I had 2 smoke bombs that I would light and run over and throw behind the mirror.
Yeah.
And there is like a 2-second clip of your face in the mirror with the smoke flying across the front of it.
I know.
Feels worth it.
That's how long.
time I
That's how
see
long
it.
you got with your smoke bombs. And Fitch was making me kneel in the snow with that hammer, looking at that mirror pensively. And that shot took about 15 minutes. And my fingers were just I couldn't feel anything. It was. I'm still ill. I still have the cold. I think it's the most literal video we've got in terms of connection to the song.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, we obviously do a lot of concepts and deeply woven storylines and that kind of thing. But State of the Artist is a relatively simple video that is a visual representation of the lyrics.
Smashing a mirror because it's the reflection of yourself.
It's destroying your former self and becoming somebody new and somebody better. So I think this is the oldest track from the EP.
Yeah.
Last Goodbyes. It's the last track and it's the oldest. We were playing this at our first ever show.
Really?
Yeah, and it's the only song that's survived out of the whole set, really. Apart from Across the Waves, which we do very occasionally still play, but...
Yeah.
I
remember it took so long for it to get put together as well. I remember it being the most satisfying song when it was finished.
Yeah.
I think, like, because we worked so long on the harmonies. I remember literally...
The harmonies in that bridge as well.
Yeah, I remember we just went over, like, we just repeated the chorus, just guitar or bass, over and over and over again for a solid hour until all the harmonies were spot on. And then
we wound up changing them all in the studio.
Yeah.
Because I was still relatively new to the band, like we'd written 4 or 5 songs at that point, we'd been together a few months.
Yeah.
We hadn't played a show yet, because we played it at our first ever. We were working on the track, we got most of it down, but the bridge, where it goes to double time, I didn't have anything vocally written, and you turned to me and you said, "You should rap there." And I looked at you like, "What?" I don't want to rap. I can't. Look at me. Do you think I can rap? And you went, yeah, just get it written for next week. I'm like, alright. Pressure's on. Yeah, exactly. It's not really a rap. It's more of just a monotone, fast rhyme. But it's cool. It works. It's different. It's just like a straight up party track about not giving up.
Yeah.
And it's nice to end the EP about mental health and about struggling and about all these, what is essentially just anger and overthinking things on a positive note about not giving up, and it being set inside a really uplifting, upbeat party song.
Yeah.
I like it.
Which is kind of the whole theme of the record title, I guess.
Yeah.
Hospital Party.
Do things that contradict each other, but holding on to hope. I'm really proud of this.
Yeah.
We were together 18 months when we made this. 18 months.
18 months.
Near enough. Maybe slightly less, actually. I think it's amazing, and I cannot wait to put out what's next.
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
Just because what's next is better.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's like,
I don't think it's the right word.
No.
It's a snapshot of a different time, but also it's us with more experience and us making different choices, I guess. But I think the Hospital Party will always be really special to me.
I think it was the best thing any of us had ever done up to that point. Easily.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
By far. And also, there's the other thing about our band which I love is, because every song sounds so different from the last, it's almost always an experiment in a different sound, which is really fun artistically. and it's really satisfying artistically. But it's meant that, for me at least, every song that we've written has become my favourite that we'd written yet, if that makes sense. Apart from State of the Artist, which I wasn't really sure about until we recorded it, and then I got it. And that's continuing to happen. And I love that. That's continuing to happen.
Do you like how it's like every song seems to have a different type of sound, but it's still
us.
carried in, it's still us.
Yeah.
It still sounds like us.
That's really fun.
Which is quite cool. It's not even like intentional. It's like we could like turn to practice and one of us be angry and let's make a metal song. And it still sound like us, which is cool. Quite like.
I think if somebody finds our band from newer music and then goes back and listens to this record, I'm incredibly confident that they're not going to be let down.
I agree.
And that gives me a lot of pride to be able to say that our first EP is of that standard where I think I'll always be happy for anybody to listen to it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's a bad track on it, and I think, well, they're great tracks.
Yeah, they're amazing tracks. And whilst the touring cycle for the Hospital Party is now finished, it's available everywhere, and you should go and give it a listen and tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.